Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a warlord named Mohammed who deceived and pillaged and raped and killed. But he said he was a prophet, and the naive men believed, and they followed and they conquered, all in the name of peaceful Islam. Go ahead and kill the kafir, go ahead and conquer the land. Do it in the name of Allah and the self-proclaimed prophet. But no, 72 virgins are not waiting for you when you die. The religion of lust and power has already given you its reward. But won't you listen to another who was named Yeshua? They pierced his hands and pierced his feet. For us he humbly died. But he rose up on the third day, as it was prophesied, and he reigns in glorious heaven, yet he lives here in our hearts. Go ahead and kill the kafir, go ahead and conquer the land. Do it in the name of Allah and the self-proclaimed prophet. But no, 72 virgins are not waiting for you when you die. The religion of lust and power has already given you its reward.
Allah is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god. And Muhammad is not a prophet. Muhammad is not a prophet. If you want grace and mercy and love, Islam is not for you. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the King of Kings who died to save us all. If you just repent and believe he took your sins on the cross, then mercy and grace, forgiveness and love, eternity can be yours. But Allah is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god.
Hallelujah. Let Lord Jesus Christ shine forth. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us. Welcome and welcome, David. How are you doing?
Good. I'm live with Tune shared. All right.
So you are good?
Yep.
Okay. You missed my beginning of my song, but it was about the warlords. So I specially clicked that song that will link well with this live stream.
This is about warlords.
Yep.
Can't think of any good warlords.
Can you think any? It doesn't have to be good.
I mean, Jordan Peterson said Muhammad, but he got in trouble for that, so I don't want to say it.
Okay, we don't want you to get in trouble anyway. You are the most innocent person ever been on apologetic circle anyway.
That's what I hear.
And repeat that to the mirror as well. One day you will believe it. Thank you very much, everyone who is joining us in the chat. So plan of this live stream is go through a short clip of Mohammed Hijab, where he's expressing some stuff in whole video, but we will be focusing on mainly how he thinks Mohammed is going to the battles and murdering people and doing all those kind of things makes him true prophet. That's what we want to do.
That was wait, is this a recent clip or this an older one?
I think it's recent. Why?
Well, because I mean, he tried to use Islam's awesome conquests as an argument that Islam is true. He's like, look at how fast it's spread in the military campaigns. It must be the truth, which is already stupid. There are tons of things that are like, so what? The Mongols, the Mongols conquered way more rapidly. But anyway, but Jordan Peterson said, he replied and he goes, so why didn't it work once they got to Europe? And
So
Hijab goes, well, it didn't work there. like Allah's not God in Europe or something.
that was couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, that was like probably like
2 years.
four. I don't know. It was a few because
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I'm wondering. Is he arguing something similar still after he just got crushed?
Why would you think he'll learn?
It didn't work there. It didn't work. And what do you think? God is Allah had not become the God of Europe yet, but he will in the future. He will be very strong.
This is the second time you are pointing out you've got very high expectations from Mohammed Hijab, because you think he will learn.
Oh yeah, that would be the weird expectation of he's going to realize, okay, that's a dumb argument that sounds stupid to other people. It only makes sense in Islam, where we think, oh, look how many people we crushed. This must be the truth.
I think this is new video. It says 7 days ago uploaded, and this is his, because he's like bank corrupted. He's like very poor. While he's very poor, he went to Norway to show the people like how much money these Muslims in Norway is making, and then they need more money. So it is from that recording.
Smart.
So, yeah, very, very recent clip. So that's what I want to kind of look at it. But I'm assuming you haven't seen the video. Do you want me to bring a couple of funny things to your attention before we focus on the topic, or do you want to just focus on the serious part of things?
Well, I'm always a fan of funny parts. I did see a recent part of a stream from Ramadan where there was Sneeko, and so this isn't that one.
No, did Sneeko go to Norway too?
No. This was I think they were in Ali Dawa's studio, but they were talking about the evidence and hijab.
No, this is not that. That like 10 hours live stream, right?
Hijab said that the best evidence for Islam, is that the word middle occurs in the middle verse of Surah 2. And it's an even number of verses, so there isn't an actual middle verse. There are 2 middle verses and stuff. But yeah, he said the word middle appearing in one of the middle verses of Surah 2 is the best evidence for Islam. And then Ali Dawa chimed in and he said, oh, but you know what else is amazing? The word orbit is spelled the same thing backward or forward. Yeah, how is this possible? And so there he's just talking about a word in Arabic, not the Quran. It's just a word in Arabic is a palindrome, spells the same thing backward or forward. And that was the cherry on top of the Dawa banana split there.
More evidence.
My mind was blown. I was like, really? The word middle occurs almost in the middle of a chapter of the Quran? Shocker. And then on top of that, the word orbit in Arabic as a palindrome. Oh my goodness, I have to convert to this religion.
What kept you?
I'm not a moron.
Okay. Do you remember Yasir Qadi's video where he was talking about like the way we respond to people is different where they stand? If I'm speaking to this wide audience, lay people, I'll just use the Dawa script. But if I'm talking about like something more important with the student of knowledge, then yeah, we talk about different things. Do you remember? It was like something like that. Do you remember that? It looks like that's what Mohammed Hijab is doing. If he was using that amazing argument, middle is in middle of the surah too. And in here, he's using like, oh yeah, Muhammad is a warlord, therefore he's the true prophet. So yeah, who is he speaking to?
Yeah, you have to pay attention to your audience and see what's most impressive to them and roll with that.
Yeah, who buys what? Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit fun part of it first and do like this. Let me actually put the video on the screen. You tell me if you've seen this. If you've seen this, there is no need to go through the fun of it. Have you seen this?
Nope.
No. Okay. This is the new studio. So Ali Dawah is using China to kind of get his prayer mat. And Mohammed Hijab, since the COVID, they have been raising lots of money for mosque in Norway. So mosque is being built, and this is one of their studio. Looks very professional.
Kind of boring.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Not everyone has your taste, David.
I don't know. Looks like they went to IKEA and built their entire studio. Who would do such a thing?
Okay, if I'm correct, this is the part he's kind of talking about how you made him famous. You want to listen to that part?
You're welcome, Islam.
He's talking about like how his debate with you was the game changer for what he's gonna do next.
Oh no, it was definitely the game changer. You remember the generation of Dawah guys before Mohammed Hijab, it's Zakir Naik and Shabir Ali and Jamal Badawi, and then it all changed. Me so strong, and everyone's like, who are these idiots? Yeah.
I was thinking to make a video how he contributed to the Dawah and then put all the messages and emails I have. People are talking about the holes in the narrative interview that caused them to leave Islam. I'm just like, no, let's not go to that.
And the best part is this guy's not done. This guy's not done.
Well, he's planning to change his style.
Well, he can change his style all he wants. He's still Mohammed Hijab. And he's still an absolute narcissist, and he is one of a bunch of narcissists that are leading Dawah now. And there is no way you end up with that situation and they do not all destroy themselves, because anytime his popularity is falling, like it is with Ali Dawah, like it is with all these guys and so on, they all have to basically, it's like a person drowning. You just start flipping out, grabbing onto everyone else around you and stuff like that. And so it's going to be fun watching.
Let's see.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2018, it was a quite eventful year for me because I had also the debate with David Wood.
Yeah.
So
That was a game changer for you.
it was a game changer. It was where it was an inflection point in terms of my social media career.
Yeah.
So after that,
So you made him famous, David. You made Islam famous.
We need him. I can't think of a way, but we need him to be more famous. Like it's too soon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
In this video, he's talking about he's gonna change his style stuff. So you think he shouldn't change that and then just give people what they're asking for?
Well, he knows right now, right? I mean, all you have to do is like you can look at their views and stuff like that, right? It's the same with every Dawah guy. He comes out, he's got some shtick, some way of doing things, some tactic or something like this, and he'll become popular, and then people catch on to the tactic, and then they know how to respond, and then it becomes an embarrassment, and then the popularity starts declining, and that's usually, the Dawah guy fades out. Mohammed Hijab, he understands, I have to change this. I'm losing popularity right now. I have to change. Now, the sad part is he is a tactical moron. Everything he comes up with is like the dumbest plan ever. So whatever he comes up with, it's just going to be stupid. But he at least is smart enough to realize he has to change something.
Let me pull up the timeline where he's been questioned about his Dawah style. Somewhere in here. Let's play from here. So this gentleman is asking questions about his Dawah style. How you feel some people might feel they are insulted, all those kind of things.
Cosmos works, how Allah is in control of everything.
That's true.
So click the link. I mean, it's
Click the link.
unbelievable. If you've heard all this and you don't click it, I think
Just pause the video.
This is the moment they are still asking money for Norway. So
Yo,
Just pause it and do it.
just pause it. Click, donate, come back, and continue watching it. Okay, so we were talking about your da'wah style.
Yes.
Yeah. So even some of the videos that we recorded here for the village mosque. So you kind of insulting.
Yeah, instead of like a humiliation stuff. Playful humiliation. Playful arrogance.
What would you say to someone who
Playful
actually
arrogance.
feels insulted? Because obviously you don't mean it in a serious note. That okay, who would insult the donors?
We
Yeah.
have all the bloopers where we find it funny, but it's an attempt to try and make people laugh. Okay, a lot of the time when I'm doing that stuff,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be a comedian. But it's my version of comedy.
Yeah.
My version of comedy is to put on a serious face and to insult it. You know, it's just my version of comedy.
And if they like it, they click the button and donate. MashaAllah.
he thinks it's funny that like I'm gonna put my serious face and then insult you, and then if you feel offended, that's your problem. Islam is comedy. I'm just gonna represent that.
No, this is him coming up with his justification for people who are going to keep throwing in his face that, dude, look at you. Oh, you're an embarrassment. Oh,
What I said here, I was only joking.
It's because sometimes I actually humiliate people in that way. And people don't know when I'm being serious,
Yeah.
comedy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
When it's performative, when it's not performative.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is performative.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, I mean, the style has always been something as a cause for concern for people, and I understand where they come from. And to be honest with you, I've kind of had enough of it myself, because I've always been thrown from the frying pan into the fire with all these enemies of Islam, you know,
Yes.
having to confront and be combative with them and stuff like that. And to be honest, I would actually now prefer to kind of move into a more sober, and more unifying direction, because it's just too much. Like, even I can see that it's too much.
I think what you have introduced to the da'wah.
wrong, dude.
No.
Hatun, you said, wants to take things in another direction. I was thinking, okay, let's see what idiotic thing he comes up with. Oh, I'm just going to be more sober. Stupid. Why, Hijab? The only people who are cheering you on are the people who love you for acting like a complete idiot and thumping your chest and stuff. Those are your only fans. And now you're gonna bore them. You're gonna bore them to death.
Hey, so let's just yes, I don't want to insult anybody. Let's just read through the Quran.
He's tried to do that with like stupid Quran recitation videos and stuff like that. No one likes them. No one watches them.
Yeah, people like drama, and he decided he's not going to give people drama.
Yeah, this would be like Andrew Tate or something like that. Hey, actually, everything I've ever said is completely wrong. Now just let me live a completely normal life and be a nice guy. Okay, there went your entire fan base. Bye. Not smart.
I can't remember which part of the video, but there is a part where he's talking about like how difficult it is to change. So he's got like this plan that his
30 step plan for not acting like a caveman.
Yes, apparently he looks at that like once a week, and then these are the things I can improve, all those kind of things.
Okay. And it's funny because again, he's a tactical moron. He's like making his 30-day schedule. Okay, day 1, I'm like this. Okay, how do I do this? How do I come up with this plan? Okay, day 30, I no longer act like a caveman. All right, and I work back from there. Okay, day 29, what am I gonna do? And like try to put together an entire plan.
Baby steps for a man who is in his like 30s.
What else has done before you? I understand why you say you don't want to take the term sheikh.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I haven't seen any sheikh in the world
Act like this.
Yeah.
That's
Any.
going into it.
Yeah, their hair would turn grey if they watch a sheikh do that, you know?
No, exactly. So it's just not right, and it's just not befitting, and it's not a good representation for non-Muslims to see. Oh, is this their shit? Is this the equivalent of the priest or the rabbi? Like speaking like.
But still, some can say that you have become a symbol of Islam and Muslims, and you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that people want to connect Islam with me directly. But I understand.
Too bad, too late, too late. When people think of Islam, they're thinking of Mohammed Hijab, Ali Dawa, Sheikh Uthman, Daniel Hakikachu. You guys are the face of Islam.
Well, still, he doesn't want the people to associate him with Islam, right?
Too bad. You don't decide that. We decide that, buddy.
I know I shouldn't be laughing, but it's funny.
It's okay. We'll give you a pass.
Kind of behave yourself. Like, yeah. And people might say, okay, you know this about yourself. You've said it many times. You've been self-reflective and introvert. However, why haven't you changed?
It's called lacking self-control.
Oh, I didn't know this was in this. You think it's lacking self-control?
Yeah, it's like, oh, why can't you stop acting like a caveman, chest-thumping caveman? Because that's what you are, dude. It's like, why can't this dog stop barking? Because it's a dog and dogs bark. That's what they do.
I'm trying to change. Really, I've got an actual written accountability program.
I just said it. I just said he's going to come up with some stupid 30-step plan.
I'm more reflective. You know, all these kind of things. I'm telling you, it's just not easy for me to do that. But I'm trying. So it's not like, okay, I've outlined the problem. I'm rambunctious. Sometimes I can be quite disrespectful. Sometimes I can be overly loud and extroverted. Sometimes I can do all these kind of things. Yeah. And I just leave it at that. And there, you know, whatever it is, what it is. It's not is what it is, because I am trying to change that. Yeah. Like, for example, 1 week I'll look at my behavior and now actually scrutinize what I've done. I say, well, what could you have done better? Yeah.
Well, pretty much everything.
For me, not.
Like, what couldn't you have done better?
I look back and say, okay, so I was banging this hotel wife in the hotel. And she became angry, and I thought, what could I do better? Maybe I could wear a bigger mask so people wouldn't recognize me. Yes, maybe I'd do that. That would be smarter.
The video is titled Regret Achievements Plans for 2026 with Mohammed Hijab. In the kind of when you listen whole video, you would expect, like he just told us oh, he just checks his list for whole week. Okay, this is the things I could do better. And there is nothing in that kind of says I regret that I got the secret second wives couple of times. I regret that this has happened. He touches kind of part of divorce briefly, but no, that they are not in his regret list at all. So he looks at his schedule. There are some stuff I could be doing better, but
so think he wants to change his ways because he realizes it's not working for him anymore. It's not working for him. People are giving up on the chest thumping, and so he's going to change. What would actually be impressive to someone? I don't know. Admit you are an evil scumbag and stop lying about stuff.
Honesty is best policy. Follow that.
Yeah, I can guarantee that's not any part of his plan. There's nothing on his 30 step plan that says stop being a compulsive liar. Stop treating women like prostitutes. There's nothing like that on. I guarantee it. It's how can I get more followers who don't just want a dumb caveman representing them? That's it. It's how can I dupe more people? Because I'm running out of these people over here. Because now there's so many Dawa guys who are doing the chest thumping thing. He basically changed the course of Dawa. He made it like he goes off and says, I will show you all how it's done. You just go, me stronger than you, me more strong. And that's impressive to a bunch of Muslims. So then every Dawa guy had to start acting like that. All right, well, now there's way more competition for that. And so now it's let me change to appeal to people who aren't impressed by the chest thumping.
And also, he's getting older, right? He's in his mid-30s. So he's getting older.
Yeah, now he has a bunch of gray hair and stuff, and it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
He
work
can't
anymore.
take off his shirt that easily, all those kind of things. So he needs to change his approach.
Mhm.
Like, what is he gonna do? Like, he needs to get out from that bankruptcy thing once January comes.
That would help.
To be in a conflict situation.
Inner conflict.
I get full. I get like I'm one of it, and it's what.
Let me ask you a concrete question. Yeah, I think it's fantastic that you reflect on these things yourself, and you are aware, and you want to improve and be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
At the same time, I want to ask you, you debated William Lane Craig.
Yeah.
And Destiny as well.
Yeah.
I can understand if someone, a non-Muslim, were to watch that debate and say, "Oh, he's just unnecessarily harsh."
Yeah.
William Lane Craig, a respectable person, is not an enemy of Islam.
I think he is actually.
You think so?
I mean, recently he's come out with some really significant attacks on Islam and Muslims.
No, he was. William Lane Craig was blasting Islam long before anyone heard of Mohammed Hijab. Yeah, William Lane Craig debated Shabir Ali and Jamal Badawi and stuff way back in the day.
Well, apparently, Mohammed Hijab clearly hasn't watched them or didn't check them out.
No, and I mean, Craig was pointing out like massive problems with what the Quran says about the crucifixion of Jesus. He was pointing out problems with Allah having no love for unbelievers and so on. But he's applying it like philosophically and theologically. If you believe that Allah is this supreme being, and yet, like, any random person who actually loves people he disagrees with is greater than your God, at least in terms of love, like, how is your God supreme, right? So he's comparing, and matter of fact, Craig, I've used this after hearing Craig point it out. He said that the love of Allah in the Quran, where he has no love for unbelievers, the love of Allah in the Quran is condemned by Jesus in Matthew 5, right? That's where Jesus says, if you only love those who first love you, how are you better than pagans and tax collectors and sinners and stuff like that? So that's the sort of love that Jesus condemns, and it's the only love that Allah has. And so anyway, but anyway, Craig was pointing that out. I would say, no, I mean, that was when I was in college with Nabil. So you're talking like 2003, 2004, we were watching that. So you're talking over 20 years ago. Craig was blasting Islam. He wasn't going after like Muhammad and Aisha and stuff like that. But as far as like criticizing Allah and the Quran, oh, he was doing it.
I just checked. He had a debate with William Lane Craig around September 2024. So yes, actually, he was told. I remember Mohammed Hijab is ex-wife, secret ex-wife, hotel wife, let's say, was talking about how Hijab turned to her and then said, well, I'm not the one. Like, I've got two faces, one for camera, one for normal life.
Yeah, was that a lie? Because here he's saying it's difficult to change.
In part of this video somewhere, he also talks about this is what you get. Like, I am the same with the camera and without the camera. He says something like that. Let's call that a liar.
Yeah, what the heck? Guys, there are people who know me behind the scenes. Ask them how I am behind the scenes. Exactly what you see on camera. And you got Mohammed Hijab, he can't even get his story straight. So if he's trying to get a new hotel wife, oh yes, what you see on video, I'm a completely different person. I'm basically a big teddy bear, a big loving, nice teddy bear who always tells the truth. And then, nope, sorry.
Just a liar. Just a liar.
Not support the genocide,
Sure.
but
But yeah, I get what
you're not.
classy man. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's not like Tommy Robinson. He's not a right-wing extremist want to deport all Muslims and all that. He's arguing for his religion in his way. And
In a professorial.
yes,
Okay.
some people might say, okay,
Okay, that is a difference. If that's what they meant, that is a difference.
harsh with him.
Yeah, I think it was maybe it's so hard for me. I didn't even plan. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this. I actually planned to be more diplomatic. For some reason or another, when I started speaking, I just started speaking a lot more confident.
Okay.
As I say, I think when I had a conversation with Jordan Peterson, it was a little bit different, right? So I had before he became okay. But when I sat with him, I was able to tone it down.
Yeah.
I was able to calm it down. But with Craig, because he was saying triggering things about the theology of Islam, I just said, give him the sledgehammer, right? Destiny, because of what he had said, all right, about the genocide, and he went to the Israeli army and he was telling the people to hide the atrocities. And
so what is the lesson? You turn up the debates on a certain topic, but actually what you need to do is you need to pull up people's past, what they say, how they live their life, and then bring that to the debate and then use your real approach. So that use that debate to, let's say, humiliate them or be aggressive with them, insult them.
That's what he did pretty much, as far as I recall, every time he was on Piers Morgan. He just like had people dig up information about like people's family members and stuff and then use that. It's like, oh gosh, what a coward.
That's what Mohammed Hijab. Okay, let's bring our attention to what we were supposed to discuss. There is a part he's talking about halala marriage stuff, but let's focus on, unless you want to hear about halala marriages. No. Somewhere in here. Okay, let's play from here. So this is in the context of, apparently he's going to do some fighting with one of the
hold up, that background sucks.
Why?
Look, so they sprang for a neon Islamnet sign, right?
Yeah.
But look at the shelves, right? They got the shelves there, and then it's just like, okay, we got the Hillel Khan over here, and then we got 3 Arabic Qurans over on the left.
And then you've got Allah or something written there. There's like 2 Arabic phrases are.
No, but I mean, think about it, like, hey, we don't want a plain background. So let's just put a little tiny shelf. And what are we gonna put? Well, okay, let's put some Arabic on there. Okay, and okay, then it's just a little shelf with some Arabic script on it. What do we do now? Okay, we need a little bit of color here. How about a red Quran?
And green.
Yeah, red. So we'll have red and green. I don't know. It seems like, come on, guys, it's got to be more creative than that.
Do you hear that sound?
Yeah.
Is it bothering you?
No.
Okay. Don't know what is that. Something is happening. Okay. Let's say you are being fussy, David. Some people just have lots of money. They don't know what to do. We can't judge them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not be judgmental.
Okay.
They can adjust this, I guess. Like, look at those lights. Like,
I'm just saying, they got all these piles of money for all these years for the mosque that never gets built.
They build the ones. They build the ones. They are looking for the second mosque now.
Okay.
This is room in the mosque they build. But still they need money. Okay. So they are talking in the context of fight that he's gonna have with
I'm just saying it's completely unrealistic, right? Like, look at my background, right? Now I'm not criticizing having bookshelves in the back, right? I'm not criticizing having bookshelves for the back, right? I've got bookshelves, but those are actually functional bookshelves. They are there to store books. which I might need at some point. If I have to look something up, I might go to one of these books right here and grab one, right? That's the sort of thing. Look at there. Those two little bookshelves they put up. Is that them saying, hey, we need to store some Qurans here? No, that's our background looks too plain. Let's put a little shelf up and then put Qurans on it for no reason other than to avoid having just some space here. Got to be more creative, guys. Got to be more creative.
Well, we just need to make sure we edit this part out, because in the future, if it happens that you've got your studio, people are going to comment on it. So we want to make sure we get rid of all the evidence that people can use it against you, David.
No. Like I like this style right here. So the one you're about to see next month, unless something goes horribly wrong, is going to be, I don't know. I got you can't really see it right here as far as the lighting and stuff like that. But I have blood red curtains with brain matter gray painted shelves and some paintings, and then books on it. And then I just build them with lumber and pipes and stuff like that. I like it. It's cheap. It's, it's something me and my son will sit together and build and stuff like that. I say cheap because I don't use, like, you could get nice wood like mahogany and stuff like that. I just get straight lumber that's used for building houses, and I build everything out of lumber and pipes, right? So I like that. But I don't like that it's like one dimensional kind of. It's just flat. So now that we're about to set up, gonna have some angles and stuff in there and so on. But anyway, it's gonna be a way cooler looking, but functional too. It's not just me sticking something in a background.
Well, we'll see. You never know. We will see. You might just last minute change your mind and then say, I missed Mohammed Hijab's background.
Yeah, let me just put a bunch of wood strips. That looks too plain. So let me put a little 2-foot long shelf there, and I'll stick a couple Bibles on there.
So that you can't read it. Make sure it's different language. You can read it.
I'm just saying, if I can make a way cooler background with some lumber and a can of paint, you guys are seriously behind on creativity.
Well, not everyone has your brain.
That's a good thing for the world.
No way I can lose. I'm not going to submit, because even if he hasn't.
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell. So he apparently Mohammed Hijab is going to have a fight with someone called Paul Gooding.
And that guy, like 50 some years old or something.
Yeah,
60 or something.
Yeah,
What's his name? Paul what?
Paul Gooding, I think.
Paul.
So I think he's like probably late 40s, early 50s. Well, if I'm wrong, they might kind of just.
Not Paul Gooding. Paul Gooding is an actor.
I'll tell you who is.
Guys, what's the guy's name that Hijab's fighting?
He tells in here. Okay, let me go back.
Wait, I wonder if I put Mohammed Hijab versus Mohammed Hijab.
It's in June. I know when it is, but.
Oh, Paul Golding. Paul Golding.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah, you were close. Paul Golding. Oh, he's not that old. 44 years. That's old for a fighter. That's pretty old for a fighter. But yeah, for some reason I thought he's in his 50s or something.
He looks actually 50 something, right? Thank you, Francis. Yeah, so he's having that fight in June, and then they are discussing whether it is Islamically allowed to do such a fight, right? And how are you going to deal with it? In that, like he says, oh, if I lose, I will leave the country, all those kind of things. But after that, he's kind of figuring out how you can Islamically justify these things. He's in touch with this scholar, and then this scholar says, because this gentleman points out, well, you can't hit someone in the face, all those kind of things, and then Mohammed Hijab steps in and then tries to justify why he's doing what he's doing stuff. Very dangerous things. But anyway, so in that he's being asked about what we were gonna supposed to focus. Let me move somewhere in here. Let's start from here.
Or they usually go for overhand rights and stuff like that. So you never know. What Jake Paul hit Anthony Joshua with an overhand right. It connected, and that was with like 8 or 10 ounce gloves. We're going to be fighting with 4 ounce gloves. And if you saw that punch, it actually connected squarely on his chin, and it rocked him a little bit, even though he composed himself. So if Mr. Golding is able to do something like that, he's got a chance, and he does have a puncher's chance. There's no doubt about it. But the thing about this fight that people are going to be really interested about is the fact that we both can't lose. Like his people will not accept it if he loses, and my people will not accept it. Let me tell you one thing about it.
What happens if you actually lose?
I wouldn't accept it. I'll go somewhere, another country. For me, it's not an option. I'm telling you, it's like I would do anything to lose that fight. There's no way I can lose. I'm not going to submit, because even if he has me, which is that's the most unlikely scenario, is that he beats me by submission.
Can't we say that because of the name you're carrying, the responsibility as a da'i, as an ambassador for Islam, going into a fight with an enemy of Islam, if you lose, they will present it as a loss for Islam and Muslims. Are you ready to carry such a responsibility?
That was what the Sahaba had to do each time. Every single the Prophet. You know what? Let me tell you something. Right? One thing that I would actually consider to be an evidence for the veracity of Islam. This is an evidence that Islam is true. Is the fact that the Prophet they use that to besmirch him. They use that to actually desecrate him and trivialize him and say, look at him, he was a war lord or whatever he was. They use that kind of terminology and make him sound like a violent man. Think about this for a second, right? You have a 53-year-old man, way past his physical prime, because generally speaking, the physical prime values are what he is. 53-year-old man in Medina, he's having on average 2 wars every year. And he's not just sending armies, he is participating in the front line of those wars. And there's not just a risk that he will lose, there's a risk that he will die. SubhanAllah. Wallahi, when people talk about the physical character of the Prophet Muhammad and what can we show to prove that he was a true prophet, we could talk about his khuluq, we could talk about his rahmah, but for me, this could be very easily considered to be the easiest argument for why he was a true prophet. Courage. Because nobody in their right mind who thinks of material gain, puts their life on the line for something they don't believe in. Consistently. That's true. Year after year. That's true. It's never happened in human history. Anybody who does not believe in what they're saying would never do that. If you're trying to acquire money or women or land or power or all these things, there is no way you would risk all of that continuously and consistently by going to war every year. So without risk, there is no reward, really. And I agree, there is a risk in this for me, but I have to take it, because if this is a person who is, we can't really even have discourses with the far right anymore. We're too polarized. Something like this will, I think, balance the sheets a little bit, and it will put things in perspective.
That was stupid on multiple levels. I was trying to.
Why would you say that, David? Come on, he spent all that few minutes to unpack why Islam is true.
That was stupid. That was dumb on multiple levels. I was trying. I mean, I was listening to that while trying to find out what Paul Golding. I know he's done 4 amateur. He had 4 amateur fights before. He said. But he posted, I was looking around for like what he trained. I didn't know if he did jujitsu or boxing or Muay Thai or whatever. But apparently he posted, he said, last time I trained MMA or fought MMA was back in 2005.
That's like.
So that was a long time ago. He said, and this is him agreeing to fight Mohammed Hijab back in 2023. So this was a couple of years ago, these guys were talking about this. So anyway, he was responding to, oh my goodness, Yeah. So Mohammed Hijab was running his mouth and so on. And then he said, last time I trained MMA or fought MMA was back in 2005. That's 18 years ago. If you fancy a stand-up boxing, Muay Thai type fight, but with the small MMA gloves on, DM me. So anyway, they finally did it here. But here we have this idiotic argument.
So he talks about how Paul had 4 fights and then he lost 2, he won 2, all those kind of things. And someone asked whether he said he wouldn't submit. Yes, that's what he said. He wouldn't submit, apparently. So I don't know about those fights, but I know there were a few occasions that we were trying to talk about character of Mohammed and these non-bleeding boys of Islamic Paradise. He asked for fight just outside of the corner. So I don't know.
Yeah, so as far as his stupid argument here, it's Muhammad fought in a lot of battles. If I were to steelman it, it would be Muhammad fought in a lot of battles consistently over many years. It wouldn't make a lot of sense if he didn't really believe that he was a prophet. So he must have really believed that he was a prophet, or you wouldn't be putting your life on the line like this so much. So you must really believe it. And what would have convinced you that you're a prophet? Well, you really did, see the angel Gabriel and all these things. That's what gave you this conviction. I'm pointing this out because we use similar reasoning when it comes to like the deaths of the apostles and so on, and the persecution that the apostles endured. It's like, if they were just making up this stuff about the resurrection, then why would they have been willing to endure persecution and death? Seems like they were really sincere. Well, guess what? Basically what he's saying here is why I do believe that Muhammad sincerely thought that he was a prophet. I wouldn't say that that's a knockdown argument though. So on the one hand, you can grant that. You can say, hey, Muhammad really believed that he was a prophet. Guess what? Tons of false prophets believe they're prophets. Tons of cult leaders and false prophets have believed that they're prophets. And Islam would say that they're wrong. So basically every prophet who came after Muhammad, and you're talking thousands and thousands of people, guess what? Some of them knew they were fake, and some of them really believed that they were prophets. If any one of the people who really believe they're prophets ended up fighting in a bunch of battles and stuff like that, then Hijab would have to say, well, they must have really believed it, and it must be true. Okay, I mean, Joseph Smith died. I mean, Joseph Smith got killed. I mean, he could have turned back before that. So, but anyway, so you can grant everything he's saying and say, yeah, Muhammad sincerely believed he was a prophet, and he was just deluded or demon possessed or anything. You can say anything you want. But with that said, you have all sorts of battles. Muhammad's not out there on the front lines charging against these guys. Muhammad's way back there on the hill. With 2 coats of armor on to protect him from getting injured and so on. I don't see how you look at that and say, clearly this man is so fearless that he must have had the awesome conviction of a true prophet. No, you could be a total scam artist and scamming people and still want to go around conquering people.
Didn't like Muhammad always had gains from the wars, right?
Yep.
Like,
that's the thing. He got stuff.
Yeah,
he got stuff. He got his new sex slaves. He got tons of money because he gets a fifth of everything. So that's where, the parallel fails, because I mentioned, the apostles and stuff like that. What were these guys getting? Out of it?
Nothing.
They're not getting money. They're not getting women. They're not getting any of that stuff. They're just getting persecuted and eventually dying for this stuff. So what was the motivation for doing it? If you're going around conquering and getting sex slaves and stuff like that, and tons of people fight wars for that stuff.
I remember talking to someone. She was stealing people's car. She would kind of drive around, look for the new cars. Apparently in the state, if you got new car, you don't have the registration number the day you got the car. So you wait for registration number to come, all those kind of things. So she would hunt down those cars and then she would steal them. And we were talking about it. She said she loves stealing. And then I was like, yeah, but you will you get caught and then you end up in prison, all those kind of things. And then she was talking about, yeah, but I still 100 and then only one car takes me to prison. So she's gaining like lots of money from these like 99 cars. And then for her, it is okay to pay the price of stealing one car. So for Mohammed, like he's going all these battles, getting this beautiful woman as slaves, getting people's land, kicking people out, and then getting their money, and then comparing losing tooth or those kind of things, or just staying away from home for a couple of days is like worth for him to go for it.
Mhm.
But according to Mohammed Hijab, that's like shows his Islam is true, Mohammed is true prophet.
Hey, Hatun, someone made a good comment here that you could make a little video about, but Dina Zion says, Apologetics Roadshow, you risk your life to expose Islam. Does that mean Islam is false? Following the logic. But yep, they could say the exact same thing about you, Hatun. So following Mohammed Hijab's reasoning, Hatun was an ex-Muslim who was under a death sentence for Islam, and yet she continues putting her life on the line. Therefore, she must be correct in exposing Islam. Gotta be.
Got to be
Gotta
right.
be. Because otherwise he'd have to say someone could be willing to die and be completely wrong in their convictions. And that would be, then what argument is he going to have? He's going to be stuck with you know, the middle of the word middle in the middle of Surah 2.
No, he might come up with something new. Depend on his audience, right?
Yeah.
If his audience are like stupid who doesn't even think, and then they just look at Mohammed Hijab, it's like, wow. And then yeah, he's gonna lie to them.
Smart.
Conviction of knowing gospel is powerful. Gospel changes and transforms, and only gain we have of the gospel because of blood of Lord Jesus Christ is spending eternity in the bosom of his Father. So
That is an interesting pattern though, like that that they'll say anything and then argue that it's some sort of proof of Islam, even though you could say the same thing about like tons of other people. Like if you say, hey, you claim that Muhammad must be a true prophet because he's the greatest man who ever lived. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What are your criteria for what the greatest man of all time is? Like what are you saying that? Because we look and we see him, you know, doing all kinds of things that we would generally regard as things that a horrible person would do. So how is he the greatest man of all time? And they'll say, oh, but he encouraged people to give alms to the poor. Okay, so have millions of other people. They'll take something, and when it's Muhammad, it's somehow proof that he's a prophet, whereas millions of other people did the exact same thing. Does it prove that any of those people are prophets? No. Only Muhammad. It's just weird. And it's starting to look like maybe they just don't have any evidence, which is why they have to do this nonsense.
Or people who are listening them not thinking, very big majority of them are not thinking, and then they are going away, and then they just like, wow, our prophet is unique.
Well, yeah. 40 generations of first cousin marriage will do that to your brain.
Yeah. Anyway, that was kind of, and at the end they are simply asking more money for the Norway mosque in Norway. That's what we have.
These guys are in trouble. This is not going to be a good year.
Isn't it sad? Like the way, I think when you look at the history as well as the Bible, you get to see like apologetics, defending our faith, has been Christian default, right? Or the followers of God. Like we worship a God who is polemical. At the beginning, he starts like, in the beginning, God created everything. No one else, not other gods, but Yahweh created. And then it goes on as people are like questioning his goodness, he's engaging with them. People are coming to the prophets. They are questioning God's goodness. He's engaging with them. And then people are coming to Lord Jesus Christ and questioning him, and he's engaging with them. death, after his death and resurrection, you get to see people are coming to followers of Jesus, and then they are questioning them as well. So every time we are doing apologetics, defending and making case for what we believe, why we believe, like our default fault versus, like, for how many decades has it been that Islamic sources are being translated to English? Couple of decades, right? And you would expect within few decades, and you've got like check Google, check YouTube, they're all coming alongside of you. You would expect them to have better arguments, better response, and if their argument is not working, don't use them anymore. But they just never learn. Like, so I don't want to insult stupid people, but like, it's so stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and Jai just had to do a show responding to Muslims who say there's only one Quran with no variants.
Yeah, they still say that. Yep. You even put on their face, they still say it. But the ones figure it out, walk out of Islam. So that's the kind of where we are trying to go to. Yeah, you got the message now. You are convinced that alongside of middle is in the middle of Surah 2. Now Lord is the reason that Islam is true.
And the word orbit spells the same thing backwards and forwards in Arabic. So what more could you ask for as far as evidence?
Yeah, don't ask anything. That's more than enough. Just take it, treat it, and live on it. Anyway, that was the end. There is part, if anyone is interested, that you can watch the video around 48 minutes to 51 minutes where he's talking about halala marriage, where he's saying like, yeah, like how it is easy it is. You just like divorce the woman 3 times and then woman goes and then marries someone else, done deal, versus we are having debates on different things. Disturbing. I think we'll stop there. Let me respond to super chats. 5009. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Art. Art, didn't you give me lots of money other day? Brother or sister, don't call any of us when you become homeless. Seriously. John West says, arresting top drug terrorist. To be.
Oh, this is the it's a parody of the commercial. It'll say doing this $10,000, doing this $50,000, doing this priceless. So arresting top drug terrorist, $2 billion. Decapitating the most prolific purveyor of Islamic terrorism, $20 billion. Showing the world who's boss, priceless.
Huh.
I think he's talking about the war in Iran.
Yeah. Catholic, thank you very much for your generosity. Never trust a man who doesn't have a handmade bookshelves in their background. Tell them to the message me back on Discord. I have solved fate alone, maybe. Well, David, if you are going to build bookshelves, maybe you can just like record it and then teach people how to do it as well.
Well,
So-
I don't know how difficult it is to get lumber and pipes. If people need help with that, I don't know what I could teach them.
Do you think I can put on my wall? I learned how to use drill. It's just like still very difficult. Like drill doesn't stay still. It just like moves around and difficult to make holes with it.
You just have to get a different drill bit. But no, I kind of like the brick background and stuff like that. So that's okay.
Okay, good. So you want to live stream criticizing my background?
No,
You mean-
now you have a tiny little cross there. So if I were to change something, I would put like a 4 foot cross, like on one side.
I've got folded cross. I use it for evangelism. I can put it there, but it will make place very small. So I think it stays there for now. I had actually someone called into the live stream. And he didn't want to talk because he was so scared of my background. People can be interesting.
No, it's you do kind of look like you're a hostage. You know what I mean? Like a hostage video. Every video should start with someone pulling the cover off your head. Just take the hood off and then go, "Welcome to Captive for Christ. I'm Hatun." And
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm not hostage, I'm captive to Christ and set free by Christ. The neon sign isn't real, David. It is an LED tube.
LED tube. See, I didn't even know they had those where you could. Now it's just even lamer. Now you can pretend you have a neon sign.
5372 says, David, I need to speak to you, please. Speak now. You can get in touch, David, on his YouTube channel and then drop him email. Make sure you write the subject so he can read it and reply. That might be one of the way.
You have the next comment from the same person.
Is it, if Hijab runs in a race alone, he will still come second. He will still come second. That's Islam, stupid. Don't know. Wouldn't be surprised though. Wouldn't be surprised. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ gives his life even for his enemies, unlike Mohammed. Yeah, very, very different. Just comparing them, very different. They're not even comparable anyway. Hey, Atun, I told my dog that he's haram and Muslims don't like him. Now he's got crusade armor on and is barking about Constantinople and Jerusalem.
Give that dog a treat.
Yeah. Teach the kids, teach the dogs. It's all good. It's all good. So you are in the right direction. So next thing is you find a Muslim and then you talk to Muslims and then preach them the gospel and then move on from there. Thank you very much. Calling out a hostage while being on a stream with a psychopath is wild commentary.
Well, that's coming from Aussie Abe, who comes from an entire continent populated entirely by criminals. So he would know.
Well, that was the end of the live stream, I think. Any thoughts, David?
I've mentioned before that, you know, for a long time, some of us, not a lot of us, but a handful of us were running the Islamic dilemma. And we were wondering, when it was going to catch on and more people were going to use it because we thought it was like a really awesome argument. Then all of a sudden, once it started becoming really popular and Muslims started responding, I had to wonder, like, are they going to come up with some great response that I never thought of? Right? It's like, we've been using the argument, but most of their guys weren't responding to it. They would just like dodge it or avoid it or say, "Oh, what a stupid argument. It's not even worth responding to." Or they just go Surah 2 verse 79 as if that solves the issue and stuff. So I had to wonder, do they have some actually good response to the argument that we just hadn't thought of? And then, fortunately we've been, running it for 15 months where tons of people are using the argument, and we've had debates, and a bunch of their guys all their Dawa guys have tried responding to it and so on. And then you look at their responses and you're like, oh, I don't think they do have any response to this. I think that the reason they can't come up with anything is just there is no good response to it. So they actually helped us in that way. And that, you use an argument. I mean, this is how philosophy works, right? That's what you do in philosophy. You write your paper, you hand it over to other people, and then they all attack it. And sometimes their attacks are important attacks, and you have to either revise your argument or you have to just eventually abandon your argument. And that's that's important in the pursuit of truth. Descartes, when he put out Meditations on First Philosophy, he wrote his meditations and he sent them out to some of the top philosophers and theologians of his time and said, attack this position, look for any weakness you can. And then he published it with their criticisms and so on. Anyway, so someone gives an argument, and if no one's responding to it, even if you can't think of an important response, you have to wonder if someone else has a response. And then if no one ever comes out with a good response, you think, okay, maybe there just isn't any good response. Arguments for Islam are kind of like that. So, for years they're running with the perfect preservation of the Quran. That's been going down in flames for several years now. They're running with the scientific miracles. That's all crumbled. And so all their main arguments for decades have been crumbling and are now just something we laugh at and make fun of. And so they clearly have to reassess what they're going to do and come up with their new case for Islam. And you have to wonder, are they actually going to come up with something good? Are they going to come up with some good argument that we hadn't thought of before? And they're trying to come up with their arguments, and it's, hey, did you know that the word middle occurs close to the middle of Surah 2? How's this possible? The word orbit, in Arabic, the Arabic word, it's spelled the same thing backward and forward. How is this possible, yeah? Yes, Muhammad fought in many battles. This means that Islam is true. This is the proof. It's like, okay, I don't think you guys have any arguments. I don't think you guys have any good arguments. So I think this is going to go really badly for them because we're blasting away. We have tons of good arguments against Islam. If you guys can't come up with any good argument for Islam, you're doomed. It's already done. You're toast. Stick a fork in you, you're done.
So one of the things you are forgetting, David, he's got a list.
Oh yeah.
He's
got his list.
He goes through the list once a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he reflects on it. He's got people who he's accountable to, and he's gonna be more sober and more calm. So there might be stuff
that he's doomed. He's doomed. The one thing that was impressive was me strong. Okay, I won't act like that anymore. Okay, then there goes the idiots who thought you were cool, and now you got nobody.
Other thing is that when people start using their arguments, so one of the things we do is in the evangelism, you talk to someone and then they ask you question, you answer their question, your answer didn't. They come back, you didn't know how to answer, you go home and then you do homework and then you develop your answer and then you come with the answer that until that is getting debunked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things you notice is when you are engaging with Muslims, that they try to practice these Muslim arguments, Mohammed Hijab's argument, Ali Dawai's, all others. And then once you have a response, they can see, oh yeah, there is a crash there. Of course, it's up to them whether they're going to use that argument to someone else to find someone else stuff, but they can pick up some of those arguments really don't work. Those are good things. I think we can stop there. I was going to point this out. Thank you very much for your generosity. Ali Dawa and Associates charity has been investigated by my firm for money received. It's going to open cans of worms. Yeah, they've been involved with many charities. I remember in way before COVID, they were setting up these charities, and then so you have to submit your paperwork stuff to the charity commission within a year. You've got deadline. So one of the things they would do is they would just close down their charity for that year mark to, like, before they submit their paperwork, and then set up new one. So that's something they have been doing. But there are lots of, not only they are supporting genocide, but there are lots of dodgy things are going on. It's good to hear that some people care about it and then wants to get that checked out. 8 years old Muslim tender girl, I think that's girl, wanted to play inside my room. I am maps, but I told them to play outside in public. Al-Hal was very tempting. I have no idea what's happening here.
That sounds super weird.
So David, how do you feel to be back on your old channel?
Funny.
What, answer that wisely, David.
Feels good.
Good. You can ask that question to him when he's in his normal channel. Okay, I think that's kind of end of the live stream. Anything you want us to look out for this week, David? You are up to?
Just a couple videos probably.
Okay, apparently MAP stands for people who are attracted to the minors. Huh? You've got a couple of videos are coming up. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay, we keep eye on your channel. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us in the live stream, in the chat, and thank you very much, David, for joining me. By God's grace, we will see you sometime next week.